Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be tackling something a little bit different.
Okay.
We're going to be trying to wrap our heads around a board game
Ooh.
called Civolution.
Interesting.
But we're not actually going to play it.
No.
So
Well,
if you're
not.
ready for that.
I'm right.
So
Yeah.
this is going to be a challenge.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to give you the inside scoop on this civilization building game
Okay.
for 1 to 4 players.
All right.
And what's really unique is that you play as a deity,
Okay.
guiding your people through 4 eras,
Wow.
vying for those all-important success points.
Deity level strategizing. Sign me up.
Right.
But this isn't just about conquering lands, is it?
Not exactly.
Okay.
Civolution throws in some fascinating twists. Imagine
Okay.
having to decide if inventing the wheel is more crucial than your civilization evolving wings.
What?
You'll be juggling cultural and technological and even evolutionary advancements.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Good.
So, by the end of this deep dive,
Yeah,
will I be able to hold my own in a conversation
I think so.
about Civolution, even if I've never played it?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
You'll understand the core gameplay loop, the strategic choices that keep players on their toes, and what makes this game so captivating.
All right,
Yeah,
let's get into it then.
let's do it.
First things first.
Huh?
How does someone actually win this game?
The goal is simple. Accumulate the most success points by the end of the 4th era.
Okay.
But how you get those points,
Uh-huh.
that's where the strategy comes in.
Okay.
Right.
Give me the rundown.
You've got 2 main avenues to explore.
Okay.
First, there are 9 scoring categories. Things like technology, prestige, knowledge, even population.
Okay.
The catch. Their value changes each game, so you need to be adaptable
Oh.
and see what opportunities arise.
So you can't just specialize in like, say, military might and expect to win every time.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then there's the console,
Uh-huh.
which is like your civilization's command center.
Okay.
This is where you manage resources and activate actions.
Uh-huh.
Installing cards and chips strategically
Oh.
in your console can be a huge source of points.
This is reminding me a bit of those city building video games
Oh, yeah.
where you're constantly juggling resources and upgrades,
Right.
but with a deity twist.
That's a great way to think about it.
Right.
There are definitely parallels, but what's fascinating about Civolution is the tension that it creates.
Okay.
Do you focus on those short-term gains in the individual categories?
Yeah.
Or do you build up your console for long-term advantage?
Oh, I see.
That's a decision players grapple with throughout the game.
I can see how this would get very strategic.
Yeah.
Now, how does gameplay actually unfold?
Each era in Civolution is broken down into 8 phases, kind of like chapters in a story.
Yeah.
Some are more action-packed than others, but they all contribute to your civilization's overall development.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Walk me through the most important chapters,
okay.
the ones I really need to grasp
Yeah.
to understand the game.
Well, every era
Mm-hmm.
starts with revealing new research cards and gold chips.
Okay.
So it shakes things up every time.
Okay.
And then you hit the action phase, and that's where things get busy.
Uh-huh.
Players use dice to activate modules on their console,
Okay.
taking actions like migration,
Okay.
procreation,
Uh-huh.
research, even building.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Modules.
Yeah.
What exactly are those?
Think of modules
Yeah.
as specialized departments within your civilization.
Okay.
Each one lets you carry out specific actions that are crucial to growth.
All right.
The migration module, for example, allows you to move your tribes across the game board, which represents a vast continent.
So there's an element of exploration and expansion.
Yeah.
Kind of like Settlers of Catan.
There are definitely some similarities there,
Okay.
but Civolution adds another layer
Uh-oh.
with fire encampments.
What?
These are special locations that offer bonus points if you settle your tribes there.
Really?
So players have to weigh the benefits of exploring new territories against the allure of securing those encampments.
Sounds like a tough choice.
Yeah.
And all those migrating tribes need to eat right.
You bring up a critical point.
Okay.
The feeding phase in Civolution can make or break your civilization.
Oh.
You need to make sure you have enough food resources to keep those tribes alive and thriving.
Okay, so this is giving me flashbacks to playing Oregon Trail as a kid.
Oh, right.
Remember those disastrous dysentery outbreaks?
Oh, yeah. Thankfully, there's no dysentery in Civolution, but the game does have an event phase
Okay.
where unpredictable things can happen. Weather
Ah.
effects, for instance, can impact food availability or even force players to make difficult choices.
So you can't just be like a brilliant strategist. You need to be able to think on your feet and adapt.
Precisely.
Wow.
And that's just one of the things that makes this game so captivating.
Okay.
You mentioned research earlier, which
Yes.
is another vital element we should discuss.
Let's talk research.
Yeah,
I'm guessing that's how civilizations unlock new technologies and advancements.
absolutely. Research cards are like blueprints for progress. They
Okay.
come in different types,
Uh-huh.
inventions, mutations, achievements, each offering unique benefits and paths to victory.
Okay.
But they come at a cost.
Uh-oh. So players have to weigh the potential benefits of a new technology against the resources they'll need to invest to acquire it.
Exactly.
Okay. Tough choices.
Yeah. And that's just the beginning. Where you install those research cards is where the real strategy of the console comes into play.
Oh.
But we'll delve into those details a little later.
You're killing me with the
I
suspense.
know.
This game already sounds like a fascinating blend of strategic planning,
Yes.
resource management,
Uh-huh.
and adapting to the unknown.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is, and we've only just scratched the surface.
Okay.
In the next part of our deep dive, we'll
Yeah.
take you deeper into the console
Uh-huh.
and reveal the strategic secrets
Okay.
of the stage partition.
All right.
Get ready for some mind-blowing mechanics.
I can't wait. Until then, listeners, ponder this.
Yes.
In a world where evolving wings could be more valuable than inventing the wheel, what kind of civilization would you create?
Interesting.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Civolution.
Yes.
Last time we left off with a tantalizing glimpse
Uh-huh.
into the heart of your civilization's strategy, the console.
That's right. The console is where your grand plans as a deity take shape.
Okay.
It might sound intimidating,
Uh-huh.
but think of it like a high-tech control panel where you manage all aspects of your civilization's development.
Okay, so it's not just about clicking buttons and hoping for the best.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Remember those research cards we talked about?
Yeah.
Well, the console,
Uh-huh.
specifically a section called the stage partition,
Okay.
is where you install those cards strategically.
Okay.
And it's not just research cards.
Oh.
Goal chips, income chips,
Uh-huh.
even attribute chips all find their home here.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Before we get lost in a sea of chips,
sure.
can we back up a bit?
Okay.
What exactly is this stage partition,
Okay.
and why is it so important?
Good point. Picture the stage partition as a grid
Yeah.
divided into columns.
Uh-huh.
Each column is dedicated to a specific type of card or chip.
Okay.
Imagine each column as like a specialized ministry in your civilization's government. Once you dedicate a ministry to inventions, that's it.
Oh.
No switching to mutations later.
So you really need to think ahead
Yeah.
and plan which cards you want to install in each column.
Yeah.
One wrong move early on could really limit your options later in the game. Huh?
Exactly. It's a lot like a game of chess where every move has consequences.
Wow.
You need to anticipate your needs and make choices that will benefit you not just in the current era, but in the eras to come.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we've got these different types of cards and chips.
Right.
What do they actually do once they're installed in the stage partition?
Well, each type brings its own set of advantages. Let's start with goal chips.
Okay.
Think of these as like mini quests for your civilization.
Okay.
They present specific challenges.
Yeah.
And if you meet those challenges,
Yeah.
you get to install the gold chip in your stage partition for glorious success points.
So it's like having a checklist of achievements for your civilization to strive for.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And here's the kicker.
Okay.
Fulfilling a gold chip often unlocks a special upgrade bonus,
Uh-huh.
allowing you to immediately upgrade one of your main modules, making it even more powerful.
Wow, so it's like a double reward for being an efficient deity.
Right.
You get points and a power boost for your civilization.
Exactly.
Now, you also mentioned attribute chips.
Yeah.
What are those all about?
Attribute chips are fascinating.
Okay.
Because they allow you to add unique traits or bonuses to your civilization.
Okay.
They can give you an edge in various aspects of the game,
Yeah.
like boosting resource production
Cool.
or even increasing your chances of passing those unpredictable favor tests we talked about earlier.
Okay, so it's like giving your civilization a personality upgrade.
Yeah, I like that.
Can you give me an example of how an attribute chip might work?
Sure, let's say you acquire an attribute chip that requires you to have at least 3 intelligence feature markers on your console.
Okay.
Once installed, it might give you the ability to change the value of a die during a crucial favor test.
Oh, so it's like your civilization suddenly got smarter and more resourceful,
Right.
giving you a better chance of passing those tests.
Exactly.
It seems like every choice in this game really matters.
It absolutely does.
Okay.
And then we have income chips,
Yeah.
which are incredibly versatile
Okay.
because they can be installed in any column of the stage partition.
Oh, wow.
They provide consistent actions that you can trigger during each income phase of the game,
Okay.
like gaining additional resources
Yeah.
or even activating those all-important modules.
So it's like setting up a passive income stream for your civilization,
Yeah,
ensuring a steady flow of benefits.
exactly.
I'm starting to see how this stage partition really is the central hub for a civilization's growth.
It is indeed. You're managing resources, fulfilling goals, shaping your civilization's identity, all within this cleverly designed system.
I'm curious, though.
Yeah,
Are there any downsides to filling up your stage partition too quickly?
that's a great question.
It seems like it would be advantageous to install cards and chips as fast as possible.
While filling up your stage partition is important for gaining points and bonuses, there's a limit to how many cards and chips you can install per era. Rushing to fill it up might not always be the best strategy.
So it's more about being selective,
Exactly.
choosing the right cards and chips at the right time.
Right.
It's like a balancing act between short-term gains and long-term planning.
Exactly. Civolution rewards players who can think strategically, manage their resources efficiently, and adapt to unexpected situations. That's what makes it so engaging.
This deep dive into the console has been incredible.
Yeah.
It's amazing how such a seemingly simple grid can hold so much strategic depth.
It really is.
But I have a feeling we've only scratched the surface of what makes Civolution so compelling.
You're right. There's one more crucial element we need to explore. Chance, remember those dice we mentioned earlier?
Yeah?
They play a much bigger role than you might think.
Ooh, I knew those guys were going to come back into play.
I can't wait to hear how they shake things up.
We're back for the final part of our Civolution deep dive.
Yeah.
And I am ready to roll the dice.
All right.
We've covered so much strategic ground already.
We have.
But I have a feeling
Uh-huh.
this is where things get really interesting.
You're absolutely right. We've talked about planning resource management,
Right.
the console's intricate mechanics.
Right.
But Civolution doesn't let you stay in complete control.
Okay.
Just like in real life, there's always an element of chance.
Okay, I'm all ears. How do those dice actually impact the game?
Okay.
Give me an example.
Well, let's go back to those hungry tribes we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
You've got this growing population to feed, so sending them out to hunt for food seems logical, right?
Makes sense to me, but you're about to tell me it's not as simple as that.
Exactly. Each hunt involves rolling those pink fate dice,
Okay.
and the outcome determines how much food your tribes bring back.
Okay.
One roll could have you feasting like kings, but another could leave your civilization on the brink of starvation.
Ooh, that's some serious pressure.
Yeah.
I can already feel the tension building.
Right.
It's like every roll of the dice has the potential to make or break your civilization.
That's a great way to put it. And remember the feeding phase.
Yes.
If you can't provide enough food for your tribes, they'll weaken and might even perish.
Oh, no.
It's a stark reminder that even the most advanced civilization can crumble without proper resource management.
Okay, I'm starting to see how those dice introduce a real element of uncertainty.
Right.
But are we completely at their mercy? Are there ways to mitigate the risk?
Remember the favor of a Jera track?
Yeah.
The more you advance on this track, the more influence you gain over those unpredictable dice rolls.
So it's not just blind luck. You can actually make strategic decisions
Exactly.
and increase your odds of success.
Absolutely. Think of it like this. You're not just passively accepting the whims of fate.
Okay.
You're building a relationship with Ajira, the game's most powerful entity.
Okay.
And that relationship can give you an edge when those crucial dice rolls come into play.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like you're earning those lucky breaks through careful planning and devotion to Ajira.
Yeah. Exactly. And speaking of lucky breaks, Civolution also has lucky finds, which give you a chance to gain bonus resources or advantages.
Right.
It's a gamble, but sometimes the rewards are worth the risk.
So while those dice definitely keep things unpredictable,
Right.
they also create opportunities for strategic players to shine.
Yeah.
You can't just follow a rigid plan. You need to be able to adapt and make the most of every situation.
That's one of the things that makes Civolution so brilliant.
Yeah.
It simulates the challenges and triumphs of building a civilization in a way that few other games can.
We've talked about hunting,
Yeah.
but I know there are other areas
Yes.
where those dice come into play. What else should our listeners know about?
Well, remember those sites we mentioned earlier? The ones you can explore through the exploration module? Some of them, like the Holy Rock, require a favor test to access their benefits. So even exploration has an element of chance woven into it.
So you could send your tribes on an expedition, only to find that their fate hangs on the roll of the dice.
Exactly.
That adds a whole new layer of suspense.
It does, and it reinforces the idea that Civolution is a game about balancing careful planning with adaptability. You can create a brilliant strategy, but you always need to be prepared for the unexpected.
This deep dive has been such a journey.
It has.
We've gone from the basic mechanics to the strategic depths of the console, and now to this element of chance that adds so much excitement and replayability.
Absolutely. And what's truly remarkable is that Civolution manages to do all of this while also prompting players to think about bigger themes.
Okay.
The interplay between technological progress, cultural development, and even biological evolution. It's a game that can spark some fascinating conversations.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? In a world where evolving wings could be more valuable than inventing the wheel, what kind of civilization would we prioritize? It's a question worth pondering, listeners.
Indeed, we've reached the end of our deep dive. But hopefully this has sparked your curiosity about Civolution. It's a game that rewards exploration, experimentation, and strategic thinking.
So if you're looking for a game that will challenge your mind, test your luck, and leave you wanting more, Civolution might just be the perfect fit.
Until next time, may your tribes thrive, your technology advance, and your favor with Ajara be ever in your favor.